Hey guys, so I wanted to share with y'all a project I'm working on right now. Uh, got a situation here. I don't see if y'all can see this tree behind me. It's leaning over this fence like crazy, and it's got a lot of dead limbs up here at the top. And I'm thinking it's got some of that fungus. It's another one of these red oaks that I got, similar to. Let's see if I can find it in the picture here. We can see it. Let's see, right over here. See this dead tree over here? That's a red oak. I'm fixing to take it down too, but it's going to be my anchor point. So I'm going to tie this other tree to it. Let me get my stuff and show y'all how I'm going to do it. That's better. Okay, so here's the tree right here. And in relation to the area, there's another tree right beside it that's pretty full. And I'm going to say right down that road ought to be pretty good. Pretty clear path from this tree here. Looks like it. I should have more than enough space there. The only trouble I have is the canopy. So I think I can drop him right through here, and he's probably going to catch that limb. Take that one limb off, and it might even hook it and spin it around, possibly, but it'll probably break it. Thing's been dead for over a year now. So anyhow, so that tree I'm using this big old pine for an anchor point, and the dead tree for an anchor point. So I haven't cut that down yet because this tree's got to go. So anyhow, I'm gonna get that rigged up. I'm gonna show y'all how I do that too here in just a second. I've got some wire rope over here. Oh yeah, y'all check out this cool stick I found. One of the branches. It's almost like a little walking stick. It's pretty cool. Anyhow, yeah, I just got through re-scraping this little road I made so I can get through here. But so I got this for free the other day. It's a little rusty, but it's still very pliable, so that's what's cool about it. Now we're gonna make some loop ends on this wire rope here, and I'll use this to anchor to the pine tree and the other tree to make sure while I'm cutting it can't possibly fall over top of that fence. So hold on and I'll set that up. Alright, so one of the things we need to do, I just cut a fresh cut on this with my angle grinder. That's fine. What you want to do, get this close where you can see it. So you got all these braided pieces here, see? So what we're going to do is separate them. Alright, keep these guys together. Like you got, it's going to be several bundles here. You want two of them together like this. Or three, hold on. Make those three together. There we go. We'll keep those three together, kinda. Alright. You want to make your loop however long you want your loop to be. I'm going to make my loop probably about that long. So we're going to go about twice that far, a little bit farther. Okay, we're going to go way down here. So we'll make a pretty big loop. Alright. You just unwind it like that. Okay. Y'all see that? You just unwind, get about half and half. You can have it's seven braids all together in there. So 3 and 4 is pretty close. So if I double that back, that's not that big a loop. So I'm gonna go a little bigger. Just unwind it. Tell you about where you think you need to be. Alright, so that's a pretty good sized loop there. So now all you gotta do is you can rotate this in back this way Okay. Rotate this back. The one that's the bigger side that's got the 4 in it, you can bring them back to the beginning of where it splits apart. Okay. You can even go just a little shy of it. And then you're going to take this one and you roll it through. And it's important that you get the right direction on this. If you don't, you'll know right away, which I just didn't do. So I need to get this lined up. This has got to go. Sorry, y'all. It's been a minute. I just did one not too long ago, but I guess I forgot how I did it. Just a second. Let me get it lined up here. There we go. Right there. And see how that's lining back up where those two pieces are coming together? So that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. So you just kind of wind that in there. And now you got to pretty much, it's going to wind itself back up. You just got to wrap it back in. And put it through. And then see how it's doing. See that? Anyway, this is important because this makes it very, very strong. Just wanted y'all to see what I'm doing here. Trying to get your fingers in there because it will pinch the fool out of you on especially big cable like this. I forgot what the test is on this, but it's strong enough to pick up my house probably. So it should be a good anchor for that tree. You just keep wrapping it. And you gotta get it in there. It's gonna be a little tight at the end here, but you just wrap it all up in there. Now you got your good sling. See, you got your good sling right there. It's just as strong as the cable, and the way it's wrapped, it's not going to pull loose. I want to show you all that right quick. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to wrap it and choker it around the tree and bring it back in and get the length I need, you know, to anchor it to the other tree. It's going to be one of these on both sides where it's wrapped around the tree, or it can't possibly get away. Be right back. All right, so I got my cable put around this tree over here. Now, that's the loop. I can put that through there and choker that tree. Now I've got enough cable there. I need to measure this out. Make sure I got enough cable. I'm just going to put a little extra. So, make sure I got enough to go around this tree. So about here, we're going to cut it. Okay. Now, if you got them, I recommend getting your safety squints. Thanks to AVE for the stickers. Y'all should check his channel out. It's pretty awesome. But I got kind of like built-in deflectors, so I'm not going to sweat it too much. But anyway, now you got it cut. You do the same thing with this side. You're going to, once it cools off, peel it apart the same way as we did the other one. 3 together and 4 together on the other. Just like it. Same thing, just up this time I'm going to make it exactly the length of that tree, between the two trees, and we'll pull it tight. I'll show you that. Hold on. Alright, I'm going to go pull it tight and get it about where I need it. Good anchor. I feel y'all pine ought to be a pretty good anchor to keep this tree from falling over on that fence. That'll work great. Oh man. I'll go this way. There we go. Now, gotta get up above where I'm cutting it. Oh boy, I got a long ways to unravel, don't I? Yep. Alright, that's cool. Alright, so now we got the split is just on this side of the tree, which is what I wanted. So I gotta take this end and whip it around this side. Take this end and whip it around that side. Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? Alright, so the next step would be to get it up high where I need it, which shouldn't be too difficult. Go get me a ladder. Be right back. Y'all hear all this noise going on in the background? Got red-tailed hawks up here in the tree hanging out. Y'all can see that. There's one over there, and there's one over there. I thought they were fighting at first, but I think they're Twitter-pated. Pretty cool. Anyway, be right back. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my sling up in the top of the tree. I got my safety sling installed. Y'all see it right there. So that's gonna be my backup anchor, and I'm gonna set up my primary, which is gonna be what this tree over here I'm gonna use to pull down. I'm gonna use this tree to anchor to and pull that tree down, which they come along as I cut. Let me get that set up for you. 1 second. I use this sling I got here. I use this to tow cars with and everything else. It works great. Yeah, it's about, I don't know, pull cars with it. Especially pulled a few cars that the person didn't know how to apply the brakes properly. You know, so it stood up pretty good for all that. So I imagine it'll handle this tree without any trouble. I've taken a few trees out of this property already with this cable. It works pretty good. But for leaners like this one, and you got possible property damage, you know, that could occur. It's always good to use a lot of rigging and make sure everything's redundant and hooked up. So let me get my primary pull cable hooked up here. Okay, so the basic idea, you want to get above the center of gravity of the piece you're cutting off. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do, is to get way up there. All the thick part of the trunk is going to be down here, so I'm above the center of gravity, so it'll just work it over like a lever as I'm cutting the base. Because when you got something leaning like this, I mean, that's a pretty hard lean, you know. So when I start cutting into this side right here, I start cutting into that. That's like what they call the back strap. It's basically, it's under tension, pulling tension from the root to the top on this side. So when I start cutting that, the tree might start just trying to go over right then, and it can do this thing called a barber chair, where it splits right up the middle of the tree, and half of it swings out and hits me and could kill me. So this is it's important to get your safety right on this stuff. My concern is not getting injured and trying to keep all my fingers, you know. And I don't want to replace this fence if I can help it. I'm gonna hook up my come along now to this tree. I made me another sling. I just anchor this to the sling here. Pretty much how everything's been going on this side reach, or something's in the way. I'm breaking a lot of little branches now. This whole time. Okay. There we go. Okay. There's that. Now ready to tighten it up. Out. Just kind of tight. There we are. Yeah, see, it's already pulling on the tree. Cool. Getting all the slack out of these loops and everything. Getting it all nice and snug. Looks pretty good. Let's show y'all what we got here. Alright, so I anchored to the dead tree at the very bottom there with another about 20-foot cable. I chokered it. Where are we at? Right there. Chokered it twice. Then it's going up to the come along. Goes on up to way up in the tree here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's pretty high up. That's right up there, a little ways above my ladder. And I got my anchor cable, that bigger cable, right there, rewrapped and looped way up there. Goes down to the pine tree over here, and that's going to keep it from dropping that way. We don't want it to drop, like I said, we don't want it to drop on this fence, tear the fence up. We want to have a controlled fall. So that ought to take care of that. Now we're going to get the chainsaw ready and move everything out of the way, including my truck. I don't know if y'all saw my truck sitting over there. It's going to be getting out of there too. I already started cutting the tree, and I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot to record some video. So let me get back on that. See, y'all can see that. Make sure y'all can see what we're working with here. Yeah. Alright. I got a little cut started there. When I finish that cut. y'all can see all that. I've got about just a hair over a third of the tree cut out there. But I made an extra big lip because it's got to come a long ways before it's going to be to the break-even point where it falls this way the way I want it to. So I'm trying to calculate that out, you know, where it's going to be. So I want it to be all the way over there before it closes that gap and before it snaps that hinge off. So wish me luck, guys. This is a pretty dangerous deal. I'm pretty confident. I got my safety here, got my steel cable here. Not using rope this time, I'm using all steel cable, so should be fairly strong to do what we're doing. Just gonna give everything a good tighten up. Alright. Make sure we got plenty of pull away from the fence and away from where I'm gonna be standing at. Preferably. Alright. If I can keep this old chainsaw going long enough to get through it, that'll be alright. Alright, need to get the lid. It looks like. Or start pulling it. I guess I'll start pulling it. It's feeling pretty damn tight. Well, I don't know about this one now. Oh boy. That's a whole lot of trees. Work that a little bit. That looks good. Now we're going to have to go ahead and pull it over with the truck. I'm going to go ahead and hook my truck up to it too and see if that'll help it. What I have happened here, let's see again. Take it over here. This here the gap here was starting to try and close up on me a little bit. So I went ahead and just stuck a wedge in it for now. And I'm pulling that come along pretty tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my truck to it with a cable, another cable, and go around that tree over there. And I'll be back in just a minute. So guys, it's the next day. Epic failure with the tree. My sling for my come along over here, the sling that was around the tree broke, and it threw the hook like, I don't know, 100 yards over there. Luckily it didn't hit me, and it kind of just went downhill from there. But anyway, long story short, I tried using the tractor to drag it with another long cable to drag it back and make it come over this way, which was what I was going to do with the come along. That didn't work either. Tractor wasn't strong enough because I didn't put the choker up high enough on the tree. Kind of just misjudged the weight of it, I guess. These back leaners are pretty tough. So long story short, I took the fence apart, let it drop the other way, and broke the fence and broke the tree over here too. So yeah, now I gotta go figure out how to get that limb down up there, my neighbor's tree. So I gotta replace some fence posts and put all the fence back up. Yeah, awesome stuff. Yep. Anyway, yeah, so I guess the moral of the story is things can go wrong, right? Ended up having to cut my cable too, which really bites. That thing just like started splintering and unraveling as soon as I started cutting it too. That thing was freaking me out. It's under a lot of pressure. I didn't get hurt, luckily. Nobody got hurt. But next time, I'm just gonna probably call somebody that's got a little more experience with this stuff than I do. I'll stick with the straight up and down trees, and not these that are leaning over so far. It's pretty dangerous. Y'all have a good one.